So, we're back from the Arnold. It was an amazing trip. Didn't accomplish all the goals that I set out before heading to Ohio, but I'm happy with the results and how they happened, and really had such a wonderful weekend that I wouldn't have it any other way. I was lucky enough that Thursday, before we hopped on our flight, got a text from my friend Martins Lisis to ask me to be his coach for the weekend.
Behind the scenes, getting geeky with the teams.
Martins Lisis, how much are you going to deadlift today?
Make it over 1,000.
That was something that we talked about a couple months before, but was kind of unexpected, and I was super pumped to do that and be a part of his big weekend where he took second overall in the Arnold Pro Strongman. Probably his highest placing so far in Pro Strongman on the world stage. He just won the Arnold Santa Monica and now took second at the Arnold Classic, so pretty stoked for him. Had an amazing weekend, and then he was able to help me out for my deadlift on Sunday. So great weekend overall. Everybody accomplished a lot of goals. Still pulled my highest deadlift ever in competition at 848 pounds. That's a weight that I missed back in September at the Olympia. So really stoked to do that on the platform and put that number up on the board. I will say one thing though, being backstage and helping for the Pro Strongman show got my strongman itch going stronger than ever. It's been about a year since I've competed in a strongman competition since California's Strongest Man last year, and being there, part of that big show at the Arnold Classic, makes me want to compete in strongman again more than ever. Next up, I'm going to walk through each of the events in my upcoming competition at FitCON, Utah's Strongest Man, and also include some samples of me starting to practice them in anticipation of the event, one of which being the Atlas Stones. I'm really excited about the events in this contest. It's going to start out with a max deadlift on Friday of the event. Allowing suit and the straps, pretty much strongman, no rules, just whatever you can do to lift the weight. And I'm hoping that at that competition I can get a little redemption for missing 900 at the Arnold and maybe finally get that big number I've been shooting for. The second event in the competition is an overhead medley with a log and an axle at 300 pounds for max reps in 60 seconds. Going to be rotating from log to axle and back and forth. And just getting as many reps as possible. I'm kind of excited about this event because pressing isn't my greatest strength, and the fact that we're having to clean each rep, and that was my fence slamming shut, clean each rep and move back and forth between implements should allow me to use my speed through transitions to be competitive with some of the bigger guys that are really great pressers. The third event is a yoke and farmers medley. 60 feet with each implement, 850 pounds on the yoke, and farmer's walk is, I believe, 340 pounds per hand. So these are things that I haven't done in quite a long time, and some events that are really rough and painful for me. So just going to have to get a lot of practice in and work on my foot speed to get better at those right now leading up to it. The fourth event is Atlas Stone over bar to a pretty high bar. I think it's 54 or 56 inches, so somewhere in that 4 to 5 foot range. Being only 6 feet tall, a little bit of a disadvantage, but stones are one of my favorite events, and it's going to be a 380 pound stone. I've done a 400 pound stone at California's Strongest Man for the past couple of years, so I feel confident that with the practice getting back in the groove, that'll be a good event for me that I'm excited about. The fifth and final event, and probably the one I'm most excited for, is the Sandbag toss over bar. It's indoors, so obviously they're not going to be throwing kegs around the convention center, but keg toss is probably one of my favorite events in the strongman, so I'm really excited about being able to actually do that for the final event to end everything. Hopefully I can keep it close leading into that event and just crush the final one. This next week, I'm actually going to be going to visit my buddy Martins down in Thousand Oaks, and we're going to get a solid training session together. He's training for World's Strongest Man and doesn't know all the events, so he gets to train the events for my upcoming competition, and maybe we'll get a little competitive and have some fun. Thank you for following along on my journey. As always, please like and subscribe. We've got some pretty cool videos coming up. I think one of my next ones is going to teach everybody how to do a one-motion log press, or a Viper press, as it's been named after Derek Poundstone, who popularized it and was awesome at it.
Yeah. Woo!